Over 170,000 tech jobs have been cut in 2026 alone. And companies keep pointing to the exact same reason: AI. But here's the part that should make you pause before accepting that explanation at face value. The share of layoffs blamed on AI jumped from just 7% in January to a full 40% by May, far faster than the technology itself actually improved in that same short window. So is AI really taking jobs at that scale? Or is something else quietly going on underneath the headlines? Let's actually look at the real numbers. If you want clear-eyed, non-alarmist breakdowns of what's actually happening with AI, subscribe and stick around. And let us know in the comments if this has personally affected you or someone you know, because based on the numbers we're about to go through, a lot of you probably have a story here. Let's start with what's actually verifiable, not just anecdotal. Outplacement firm Challenger, Gray and Christmas tracks the specific reasons companies publicly give for layoffs. And through the first half of 2026, AI was cited in roughly 101,700 job cuts, the single leading reason given by companies, ahead of every other explanation on the list, including the economy itself. Tech industry trackers put the broader year-to-date total at around 170,000 roles cut across literally hundreds of separate layoff events, with Oracle's reduction of roughly 30,000 positions standing out as the single largest tech layoff of the year by a wide margin. Meta, Amazon, Microsoft, Intuit, and Cisco have all announced significant cuts in 2026 as well, with many of them explicitly naming AI or automation as a direct contributing factor in their official statements to employees and investors. Here's the detail that should genuinely make you pause before just accepting AI did this at face value. The percentage of layoffs specifically blamed on AI rose from about 7% in January to roughly 40% by May of that same year. Actual AI capability did not improve fivefold in 4 months. Nowhere close to it. What changed wasn't really the underlying technology itself. What changed was the explanation companies were increasingly reaching for when announcing cuts. NVIDIA's own CEO, Jensen Huang, has actually pushed back on this publicly, calling companies that blame AI for their layoffs lazy, and saying plainly that it doesn't actually make coherent business sense to be replacing people at the scale some companies are claiming, given where the technology genuinely stands today. Academic researchers studying this exact trend are skeptical too, and not just NVIDIA's CEO with an obvious business interest in defending AI's reputation. Fabian Stephanie, who studies AI and the future of work at the Oxford Internet Institute, has said he genuinely doubts these layoffs reflect real, measurable efficiency gains from AI at all. He describes it instead as companies using AI as a convenient, headline-friendly justification for workforce cuts that likely would have happened anyway, for entirely separate reasons. Many of the roles now being eliminated ballooned dramatically during the pandemic hiring surge in the first place, and this looks a lot like normal correction dressed up in a trendier explanation. That doesn't mean AI has zero real impact on employment. It clearly does in specific areas. It means the honest, complete picture is considerably messier than a simple "AI replaced my job" headline suggests. Setting aside the why for a moment, the where is actually much clearer and more specific. Roles showing the highest genuine overlap with current AI capabilities include computer programmers, customer service representatives, data entry workers, content writers, and various marketing roles. Salesforce cut roughly 4,000 customer service roles specifically after its CEO said publicly he needed less heads, directly and explicitly tying that decision to AI now handling a large share of customer support. Meanwhile, demand actually remains strong, even growing in machine learning infrastructure, AI safety research, applied research roles, healthcare, and skilled trades. Which matters because it means this isn't a blanket story of AI is replacing all jobs everywhere. It's genuinely concentrated in specific, identifiable job categories, not spread evenly across the entire economy the way some headlines make it sound. So if your own role overlaps with the categories actually getting hit, writing, data entry, first-line customer support, routine repetitive coding tasks, The practical, useful response isn't panic, it's genuine adaptation. Workers who deliberately develop real AI literacy and learn to work alongside these tools rather than trying to directly compete with what the tools are already best at are consistently better positioned to get through this transition intact based on the data we have so far. That's not a guarantee for any individual person, obviously, but it's the clear pattern showing up consistently across the available data. The jobs disappearing fastest are overwhelmingly the ones that were already the most repetitive and rule-based to begin with, not necessarily the ones that require genuine judgment, real relationship building, or hands-on physical skill that's much harder to automate away. The honest answer here: AI is a real, genuine factor in 2026's layoffs, but it's also clearly become a convenient label for cuts that may well have happened regardless of AI at all. The full data is messier than either AI is coming for everyone's job or it's all completely overblown. If this gave you a clearer picture, subscribe for more grounded breakdowns of what's actually happening in AI. And let us know in the comments how this has shown up in your own industry.